All right, welcome to the Next Level Live. Got my man Freddy Marichal with us today. How we doing, bro?
Fantastic. Thank you for the opportunity.
Dude. Absolutely. Thanks for coming in.
Appreciate
We got you here, Freddie, because you're on track to hit Hall of Fame for the third year in a row.
Let's go.
But you've changed your business dramatically in the last 6 months, like a lot of people. Mm-hmm. Were you solely in home prior to this?
Solely in home, yeah.
So you started off in home. It's funny, I heard you talking when I got in, and I think they asked you, like, if you could do anything different, what would you do? And you said you would not go in home.
All telesale.
Really? Mm-hmm. When did you make the move to telesales? About 6 months ago?
About 6 months, at the end of last year, yeah.
Got it. All right. Why'd you wait so long?
That's an excellent question, to be honest. It's just figuring out, a structure, routine, what type of lease you should be buying, right? The script itself. So I was hybrid for probably like 3 or 4 months.
Okay, so you did some telesales.
Some telesales. But in that specific period of time, I was, ending some leads that were mailers, right? And then transitioning to now more Facebook, final expense.
Got it.
And that typically takes some time.
Yeah, okay.
Same time was kind of setting up like the team in regards to, we're all going to plug in on Zoom, learning from all the top producers and see what they're doing to be successful. And then finally I made the decision in November to go full telesales. Got it. And life changed. Yeah. In a good way.
Got it. I mean, because it's a whole different setup. Like you said, I mean, you're dialing on Zoom, you're doing stuff with your team. Like it's not, dry. But now, from what I hear, like the concepts are the same. You're doing the same thing on the phone.
Yep.
But it's on the phone. It's not face to face. There's a little more like verification needs. Like what have you changed the most in your sales process to be good at telesales?
I believe the tonality is very important.
Yeah.
Being more personal with the client, right? Being a lot more clear and transparent. And I playing ahead in regards to the game, right? Always playing offense, not defense. So what I do is I send them all my credentials ahead of time.
Right off the bat?
Right off the bat.
Yeah.
Like once, we have the initial conversation, I know they're obviously looking for life insurance. I'm like, hey, really quick, to stay compliance.
Yeah.
Mr. Client, I'm just going to send you my credentials.
Got it.
And then I send them a text or email. Once they got me fully verified, hey, listen, verify my first name and last name. And then from there, I can proceed.
Got it.
Once they do that, boom.
Yeah. So that's the biggest change. Outside of that, you're going through your process, and you're using predominantly Facebook leads, internet leads.
Final expense, yeah.
Got it. And you're doing some targeting veterans, whatnot. And there's all kinds of leads out there. Like you can get some through ILC, you can get them on whatever you want to do. But you're using leads that kind of target veterans, and you sell them final expense.
That's right.
Talk to me about that process of, I mean, I know it may sound like a stupid question, but if someone said, how do you sell final expense over the phone? Because I've had people tell me that you can't sell over the phone, which we've obviously learned that you can. Yeah. I've had people tell me that you can't sell final expense over the phone. You can only sell mortgage. I've had people tell me you can only sell mortgage. I've had people tell me you can't sell IULs over the phone.
Oh, man.
And Freddie, I know people that do all of the above. So I guess the proof would be that everyone's saying can't, they're wrong, which is normally how it is in life, right? But we're going to talk about the final expense. Yeah. Walk me through your process. So if I said to you, I'm brand new, Freddie, how do you sell this over the phone?
Yeah, and that's an excellent question, right? So my mindset behind it is like I take it back to like car insurance.
Okay.
Like, I've never been to any specific like store, retail store for car insurance.
Right.
I just get over the phone.
Yep.
I get in contact with an agent. They help me out with car insurance. So I'm like, if I'm getting car insurance over the phone, why not do the same thing? And help others with life insurance.
Yep.
So that was kind of like my initial thought behind it.
Yeah. So you change your perspective first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Second, it's like they're requesting the information online. I can promise you, if they're requesting the information online, it's like you ordering a pizza online. You probably don't want to see the person.
Correct.
So since you requested online, let's not make it weird here, Mike.
Yep.
And all I'm doing is servicing you in regards to the request for final expense.
Right.
So that's kind of like my second thought behind it.
Yeah.
And third, like I mentioned to you, just being very personal, right? Like, hey, listen, this is how I'm going to help you out. This is my information. Okay, now you got me fully verified. Then I tell them a small joke. I tell them, hey, listen, some veterans tell me I look a little bit like Tiger Woods, just a little more skinny.
That is funny.
And they love that.
Yeah.
And then now once I break the ice, then I kind of just get into the why and why they fill out the form.
Got it. You said be more personable, right? Because you're not seeing them.
Yep.
So what have you learned or how have you learned to pick up on their tone? Because if I'm face to face, dude, body language tells me a lot.
Everything.
Right? If I show you the numbers, I can look. I know if they're good for you or not, just based off. I mean, you've been there, right? The eyes, like, body language tells you a lot that you don't necessarily get over the phone. But what have you done? Because obviously you're at Hall of Fame numbers, so you figured it out now.
Yeah.
What have you done to kind of pick up on some of these signals over the phone? So you're not wasting your time, because one of the biggest things about being in the home is you could be in there for way too long at a wrong appointment, right? You got to know when to cut bait too. Like we don't help everyone we sit down with, believe it or not. But knowing when to cut bait or when this is a family that I could actually help is a key to being successful.
That's
right. How are you figuring that out on the phone?
Well, I think it starts with a script, right?
Yeah.
And for me, since I'm doing everything over the phone, I want to get to the why as quick as possible, because I want to know if they're actually serious about it. So after I send them my credential, I just ask them a very simple question. Actually, what triggered you to fill out this request? And just silence.
Is it like, do most clients say about the same thing, or what are the usual answers there?
Oh, yeah, I know I'm looking for an expense, I'm looking for a quote, this. And even if they tell me I'm looking for a quote, I'm like, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
What triggered you to look into a quote? What's actually behind that? So it's just asking them questions. Like, you already broke the ice. They already know you're looking to help them out. Then once they, I'm looking for a quote, I already have some type of life insurance, they're looking for more. Okay, perfect. Well, tell me more about your beneficiary. Who's the one who's going to be, stuck with the burden? And going back to the same, just asking them questions. Yeah. And then what you want to focus on that really helps you guys, also pay attention to their tonality. Also listen to where they are, like the background noise. Yeah. If they're in a grocery store, gas station, if they're driving, right? You have to pick up on those little things. Yeah. Because if they're driving or they're busy right now, even though they made an appointment, don't proceed. Got it. You're going to be wasting your time.
Okay, so if you call me and I'm at Home Depot, dude, getting paint and shit, like you're gonna reconnect at another time.
Yeah, I mean, hey, Mike, it looks like you're actually doing some errands. Is that correct? You're probably going to be like, yes. Yeah. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. I'm actually between appointments. I did give you the courtesy for this time. When would be a more appropriate time for me to get back to you later today? And they'll be like, you know what? I'm going to be home after 6. Okay, that's fine. I don't have 6. Let me put you down around 6:15. Would that work? And they're like, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. And now you reschedule, because you want them to be in a place. Could be home, could be their office, could be in the car, right? Just obviously,
you just want their attention,
parking, but you want their attention. Yeah. You want them to also have all the information necessary, for them to qualify to be also available. Because the worst thing is, Mike, when you're on the phone 30 minutes in, and now you're asking for the routing account number. They're like, wait, what? Yeah. I need that. Oh, I don't have that.
Right. Yeah. I'm at my kid's game. I don't have that right now. You know, I'm taking my car to the, you're doing something so you're not even going to, it's almost like avoiding a one-legged appointment, right? Yep. And that's why I say there's a lot of parallels to the in-home. Yeah. If I go out to your house and you're married, Freddie, and then I walk in and go, where's your wife? Oh, she's, she's at work right now. All right. When does she get out? She gets out at 6. I'll come back. Yep. Because we know you're not going to be able to make this decision without her, because she's probably going to be your bed. So same concept. If they're not at home, they're out at Home Depot, window shopping, or they're at the car wash, or they're at their kid's game. Unless you got their undivided attention, you're going to reschedule that. Yeah.
Unless they tell me, because, some of them are younger, some of them are a little more tech savvy. Yeah. You tell me, because, I said the structure ahead of time. They tell me, I can get all that information online. Got it. At that point, I proceed.
Okay, so what point you're telling them what information they need?
So right after I go over the different numbers, right, I tell them what the structure looks like. I tell them, listen, now that you chose an option that's comfortable and sustainable for you, the next step is super simple. We're just gonna submit an application for coverage, for the insurance carrier to think about you first, but most importantly, to actually see if you actually can qualify for it. Yeah. Now, don't get me wrong. If you do qualify, I'm your guy moving forward, and we can always modify that coverage. Does that make sense? Yeah. Is that fair? Yeah. And then from there, I proceed. I'm like, all right, well, a couple things. I'm going to ask you some basic, questions. Then from there, we're going to include your legal beneficiary name. And then finally, which is the easiest step, we're going to obviously include the bank information that you need for the auto payments, right? That typically includes your routing and account number. Any questions about that?
What do they normally say?
No questions. Oh, I don't have that information with me. Yeah. Typically, they're like, yeah, that's fine. You just need the routing account. I can probably find that online. I'm like, and if they give me any type of objection, that's before I get into the application. I'm like, well, typically, most families, they're pretty aware that they can just get it online.
Yeah.
I mean, which, based on your current bank, I can also help you out finding the routing or even call the bank and help you out. So, I mean, there's different ways to kind of overcome it.
But the key is like, and I'm guessing here, but tell me if I'm wrong, the way you're talking to me right now is the same way you're talking to your client.
Yeah.
Just here.
Yeah.
You're not nervous about it. It's just you need to make everything you do sound like it's just part of the process.
Yeah.
Because it is, right? Like if I make it a big, I go, all right, Freddie, this is the point where, we like to possibly get your banking account number. Would that be okay?
Oh, no.
Be nervous as hell, right?
Yeah.
But if I just go, all right, they're going to need, obviously, the payment form. Checking account's the easiest way to do it. Routing, account number. Do you have that handy or do you want to go grab?
Yeah.
Like, just act like you're supposed to do this. There's a new car wash down the street, right? And it's funny. They took this car wash bay. It used to be an automated one, and now they have people in there washing by hand.
Oh, wow.
In the bay. Yeah. My wife's like, that's kind of ghetto, but it works. So, but I like it because, dude, they hand wash your car. You had a nice car, so
that's fire,
right? Because what happens when you go through, the one you drive through, you're gonna get streaks, bro. You're gonna get water streaks, right? So the first time I went, it kind of threw me off because, the door's locked, right? Because I'm driving, and he's like knocking on the door. I'm like, what the hell's this guy doing? He's like,
I'll move.
Like, open the door. I was like, unlock it. So I unlock it. He opens my door. I'm like, what is this guy doing? And he's wiping the door jambs. I was like, because the water that gets in there. So I'm like, cool. So he goes around, wipes them all, right? And I went by myself. And then my wife had mentioned, like, last week, I need to get my car washed, right? We were the whole family, we were going, go to the store, pick up some shit or whatever. And so I'm like, we'll go here on the way. And then they come over to the door. Now, I know this as it's part of I've gone here before. So they're going to open the door. She's never gone to this car wash. And they go to open her door first. She's like, what's he doing? I'm like, I just unlock it, don't say nothing. They open the door and starts wiping. She's like, I don't know if I like that. But my point is they treat it like it's just part of the process. Like, no, they're not like nervous. They're just like, yo, unlock the door. It's like, okay. Wipe it down. But now that I've gone, so my point in saying that is these things that you're doing on the phone, if you act like they're a big deal, your client will act like it's a big deal.
They become a big deal, yeah.
Yeah. If you treat it as just, I'm going to need your banking account routing number. Just go grab that for me real quick.
Boom.
That's it.
And it's the same information, Mike, that they needed for car insurance. It's the
Absolutely.
Same. So, like, for them to give you any type of objections in regards to that, it's all BS.
Yes.
It's all BS. And I always go back to either the why or I go back to like, wait, I just send you my credentials. You told me to proceed.
Right.
What's really behind what you're saying so I can better understand it? What's your real concern?
Yep. And I think the key to the appointment is making sure that you do the same thing every time.
Oh, yeah.
Because you can get head faked. You call me, oh, yeah, I need the insurance, man. How much is that? I'm ready to do it today. And then you may think, I don't need to send my credentials.
Yeah.
He's excited about it, right? I don't need to do any of that. I can just get right to the price. And then you do that, and then they want to think about it. You're like, well, you screwed up. Because you thought, oh, he's excited, so I can skip step 1 through 3.
Yeah.
You'll go through every step, regardless. So you get to that point, you set the expectation of what's going to happen. You go over the numbers. They pick an option. What do you do from there?
Yeah, so, I mean, obviously, once they pick an option, we'll fill out the complete application.
Yep.
And this is, I like to say, the final step, right? You let them know, listen, I'm your guy moving forward for life. You're stuck with me, okay? Yep. And then, once they get approved, I tell them, listen, I got good and bad news. They're like, and I'm like, which one you want first? They're like, give me the bad news. Every single time. Yep. Every single time. I'm like, hey, so the bad news, Mike, it looks like you're going to be stuck with me for life, man. Welcome to the family. He's like, oh, man, that was the bad news? Yep. And I'm like, yeah, I know. Good luck. And then I go, well, the positive news is that we were able to get you pre-approved, fully approved with the carrier. They're just going to do their due diligence. And the first initial payment should be coming out within the next couple business days.
Yeah.
All that makes sense. And they're like, yeah, it makes sense. And then you kind of proceed with providing your information and obviously send them a policy summary too.
Got it. So we talked about in your True Talk. If you've not seen the True Talk, go check that out.
Oh, yeah. Must.
Absolutely. No, it's a must-see TV. But you had talked about your first death claim.
Yep.
And the fact that you didn't post-date the policy is really the reason it paid, because it was like a month after. But you're not even offering that up, dude. I've heard, agents that just, which day would you want this to come out? Like, whoa, slow down, bro.
Oh no.
Like, so it's not an option. You're going, this is going to come out in the next couple of days.
Yeah. So right before, we're filling the application, part asking for the banking information, I tell them, typically, for the insurance carriers, they take a couple business days to do their due diligence. No payment is coming out today. It'll be wild. With that being said, and I give him a day. So, for example, if the 22nd today, I'm like, between the 24th and the 25th, the first payment will come out. Any problems in regards to that? And they typically say no.
Right.
And I tell them, honestly, for most families, it's a no-brainer. They want to make sure they qualify as soon as possible since it's day one coverage.
Yep.
Can you agree with that? And they're like, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I said it, like, where it's like, it's a no-brainer. Because it's the same thing. I mean, you go to the grocery store or you go to Walmart, and you buy a TV or anything you buy, you're expecting to pay that day.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not going to ring out and go, oh, I got to pay now? Like, you need my credit card? Like, well, yeah, dude. It's not like a buy now, pay later situation.
No layaway.
Yeah, it's not layaway. You can't. Dude, I remember the days layaway.
Yep.
You don't get it until you go pick it up, bro. Like, or until it's paid off. You don't get to take it home and then pay later,
That's right.
That's how they end up repoing your shit, But, dude, that's huge. And everything that you're saying, for me, it boils back down to mindset and perspective.
Yeah.
Because people are going to hear this and go, oh, you know what I'm messing up is I'm not saying it the way he said. No, you're messing this up. Because from the get-go, the first thing you said to me, the biggest thing you changed was your mentality. You looked at telesales, selling final expense. You said, I'm going to look at it the same way I look at buying car insurance.
Yep.
I bought car insurance over the phone. People can buy life insurance over the phone.
Yep.
If you don't believe it, your clients will never believe it.
Never. You got to believe. At the end of the day, they're not buying the product. They're not buying the solution. They're buying you.
Yep.
You're the one who's going to be there for the family. So you have to be able to sell yourself
Correct.
to them. And sales, the definition of sales is change. So they go from, okay, I believe this to now I believe this because of how you explain it.
Right.
And broke it down for me.
Yep.
That's it.
But if you don't believe it, there's no shot at getting your client to believe it.
That's right.
So if you're going into this and go, I don't think you can sell over the phone, you're not going to be able to sell over the phone. You won't. You're not. Or it's probably going to be harder over the phone. Then it's probably going to be harder over the phone. Like, whatever you say, and it sounds simple, it sounds stupid. People roll their eyes, oh God, with positivity. Dude, whatever you put out, you're going to get.
That's right.
So you mean I should say that I'm going to be good over the phone before I'm good over the phone? Yeah, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
100%. Like, you didn't walk into telesales going, all right, man, I'm really going to screw this up for a few weeks to see how it goes.
No. I got to figure out.
Yep.
I've done it before. It's just over the phone.
Yep.
So, I'm willing to learn through the process, make my mistakes, fail. But I always rely on this specific quote, Mike. I always say that you can't say the wrong thing to the right person. I have it in a sticky note.
Really?
Right in front of my desk, like boom, attached to the wall. I say you can't say the wrong thing to the right person.
Right.
No matter what you say, if the person's looking for life insurance, they're going to get life insurance. I'm one of those. Right. I'm looking for car insurance, dude. Just get me a good price.
Right.
I'm all in.
Yep.
No objections whatsoever. So like you can't tell me wrong. Like I already know what I want.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I look at it, and that's obviously a certain percentage of people. Then we have the middle pack, right, which is your skill set, your knowledge and experience helps you out to kind of convert those. We'll give you some objections to the good side. Right. And then there's that side of the, no matter what you say. Yeah.
They're not going to. And that's
okay. They're not going to do anything.
Yep. But the key is identifying those groups of people. Identifying the ones that are going to be, there's going to be laydowns, let's be honest. In any sale, there's going to be people that are just going to buy. Sure. It's life insurance. It sells itself. So it's not like we're selling, Tupperware or widgets or something like that. Then there's that, like you said, the percentage that you're going to have to do some selling.
Yep.
And with us, selling is what you talked about, bringing them back to the why.
Yeah. Finding
out why they actually fill this out and then making it affordable. And like you said several times, getting them to buy you. Yeah. When they filled out that lead, that request online or the mailer or the whatever they did, right then and there, they sold themselves on buying life insurance.
Yep.
Then we put you into the mix. Now they got to buy you.
Yeah.
You make it affordable. They like and trust you. You're going to be able to help the family. That's 9 times out of 10.
That's right. And I think it's very important to also remember to, in regards to that whole process itself, your approach is important, right? But something also that you want to focus on, which anybody can get, bypass and overcome. It's like, at the end of the day, like, as long as you're being yourself, you're being truthful, you're not lying to them in anything, and you explain, because sometimes just lack of knowledge,
right?
Lack of education. You tell them, hey, Mr. Klein, at the end of the day today, worst case scenario, I don't help you out. At least I educated you in regards to how life insurance works.
Yeah.
For your specific scenario, right? If you're really sick, I'm not going to tell you about term insurance.
Right.
That's just me, fake selling you, right? To convince you. So I'm going to, recommend something that makes sense to you. If it makes sense, great. If it doesn't make sense and you want to listen to the other guy who's trying to sell you term when you're 75 and super sick, then you can go that way.
Sure.
And get discouraged.
Yeah. But no, that's huge, dude, being yourself. And when you can finally, and you can do that in a sales process. We're not saying talk to them like you would, your boys when you're at the bar hanging out, but just be you. Don't try to be something you're not. Be you, be straightforward, be direct. Don't be afraid to get uncomfortable, challenge your clients. And the one piece that I think is a necessity is you have to genuinely care about people. You can't fake that, and your clients will see through that. So if you don't actually give a damn about the person on the other end of that phone, I don't think you're going to be able to help them.
You'll be out of the business,
absolutely,
to be honest.
Yeah.
Because everybody's going to be able to tell. I mean, we're human beings. We can tell behavior. We can tell tonality. We can tell that you actually don't give a crap. Right? And part of that sales process is something I want to really mention that's super important, Mike, is that I don't focus, say my presentation is 30 minutes, probably 2 or 3 minutes of that is actually the numbers. My biggest, time consuming, it will be actually going over the why. I probably spend it 10 minutes.
Really?
Just going back and forth with questions. At the end of the day, I want them to convince me why I should help them.
Right.
If I'm convincing them, then I'm this is just not going to go anywhere.
Right.
Even though I help them there, I just know it might come back and be a charge for it because I'm selling them. They're not selling me about it.
Right. Well, you're getting deep. I think what cripples a lot of people in sales is they think, well, I'm supposed to ask questions. So they ask a lot of service level questions, where are you from? Oh, you're from here. Okay, cool. Why do you want to get life insurance? Oh, I'm just looking for a quote. Okay, you're looking for a quote. Okay, cool. And they move on. Like you said, you're looking for a quote. Yeah, but what made you want to look? Because you're not just bored and going, I wonder how much life insurance costs today. Yeah. No. You want a quote because you're looking to buy that. Come on. Yeah. Right? You don't go into the lot unless you're looking to buy a car. What are you here for? I'm just bored on a Saturday afternoon, Freddie. I just felt like looking at some cars. I'm not in the market to buy them. I was just bored. That's not how it works. You weren't just bored checking out quotes. So don't let that slide as an answer. You don't need to argue, but just, so what made you even look into a quote, though? And then just keep asking. Keep digging deep on the why, to your point, till you have all this. And then you're never going to get well, let me think about it. Well, what about the why? What about your kids? You told me, Freddie, that you have nothing in the bank. You have no other life insurance. If you were to drop dead tomorrow, you said your kids would be screwed because they don't have the money to pay for the funeral.
That's right.
What has changed about that in the last few minutes?
That's right. Yeah. You want to be a different type of, you don't want to be the sales guy, right? Nobody wants to be the sales guy. And I'll mention in my presentation, listen, I'm not the sales guy. Obviously, that is your point of view because you're here looking for life insurance, and I'm going to be servicing you. But what I mean by that is I'm actually looking out for you. So by me asking you these questions is because I don't want to be superficial to your actual problem. I want to actually help you out. If I could help you out, fantastic. Yeah. If I can't, we're not wasting each other's time.
Correct.
Now, sir, if you can understand that, that's perfect. If you can't, I might not be your guy. Right. And the more real you get with them, the better the conversation is gonna be. Absolutely. And they actually know they even themselves are gonna tell you you know what, actually that I thought about it, I'm not interested. I don't want to waste your time. Boom. You just save yourself another 20 minutes. Right. So it's just very important to, go over that why, challenge them, and actually get the behind. You want to kind of understand their mindset. Right. And the initiative behind it, because if they're wasting your time, they're going to be you know what, I'm not interested. Yeah. But that's 10 minutes into the call. Correct. That's not 20, 30 minutes after you
and then you can move on to your next one and help someone that actually wants to help. Yeah. But that's huge, dude. Well, dude, this is awesome. appreciate you coming and doing this. You know, one of the keys you mentioned throughout is like, be you. Like, you're funny by nature.
Oh,
you just
thank you.
Yeah, dude, I wouldn't lie to you. But like, you bring that into your appointment. You know, the Tiger Woods joke, or hey man, you're stuck with me now. Or like, that's being you.
Yeah.
And you go, well, I'm not funny. Then don't try to be. Be
Please
you.
don't.
Yeah, like if you're trying to be funny and no one's laughing, then you're not funny. Like how you know you're not funny when they don't laugh at your jokes?
That's right.
Then try a different strategy. Maybe you're charming. Maybe you're entertaining. I don't know. But find what works and just be you and put the client first. If you can do that, then I believe you'll be able to achieve whatever you want in this business.
That's right.
But it starts here. It starts with your mindset, your perspective. So I appreciate you having the perspective that you do. Appreciate you working your ass off. Hall of Fame 3rd year in a row.
Let's go.
This is a congrats in advance. But
thank you.
Thanks for coming and doing this. Guys, thanks for watching. Hit subscribe button if you've not already. And we'll be back here next week on the Next Level Live. Thanks for joining us today. Tune in next week. We'll see you then.